It is great to have you back here on our station. Joey made a public revelation that altered the course of events one day. It seemed like the harm couldn't be fixed when it happened, a blow that the music business felt for a long time. Who or what is responsible for the public's dissatisfaction with Joey's band Europe? Does it belong to Joey or someone else in the band? Did Europe experience the same problems with internal strife, rivalries, jealousy, and finances as many other bands? Was the band members' lack of enthusiasm the main reason they decided to abandon it, or was there another factor at play? Joey Tempest, the guy renowned for his musical prowess and feuds with political factions, needs to have his story told. It was 1992, after Europe's notorious tour, that the band decided to take a vacation from making songs together. Joey Tempest personally delivered the news to the public in a deeply moving message. Joey explained that the band had decided to take a vacation from working together after 10 years of recording and performing together. Epic Records even severed ties with Europe as a result of this. A lot of people's hearts were shattered that day, as you could expect. In the end, it was terrible news that any fan of the band would hate to hear. Joey broke some good news to his fans at the end, that Europe would no longer be performing together, but that he would still be recording and producing his solo album. This came as a relief to many. Members of the band, such as Noram and Marcelo, who went solo as well as Joey, fell into this category. Many fans of Europe's shows are familiar with the band and its renowned music, but few are aware of the real tale of how this great band came to be. Actually, I bet the most of you aren't familiar with Joey's fascinating musical journey, his true motivation for founding the band Europe, or, if he was indeed the one to do so, what kept him motivated to see it through to its conclusion. Just know that I'm not revealing any spoilers because the odds are 5-0-5-0. First things first, let's take a look at the formation of Europe. While in Europe, Joey penned several songs that were popular around the world. The Last Countdown was a huge hit, topping the charts in 26 countries and selling an incredible 15 million copies. It was the musical theme for the Millennium celebrations and was also played at the closing ceremonies of the 1987 Eurobasket and the 1988 Summer Olympics. You won't believe how many hundreds of thousands of phones throughout the world started using it as a ringtone. Following The Last Countdown, Europe continued to put out fantastic studio albums, 1988's Out of This World and 1991's Prisoners in Paradise, both of which were released before to their final concert in March 1992. A Place to Call Home, Joey's debut solo effort, was out in 1995. His singer-songwriter record was what he dubbed it. Recorded in London and Stockholm, the CD features Swedish musicians and was produced by Dan Sundquist. The success of A Place to Call Home, which achieved platinum status in Sweden and did well internationally, came as no surprise. Joey began his first solo tour of Europe later that year. He received another Grammy nomination the following year for Best Swedish Artist. The next year, in 1997, Joey dropped Azalea Place, his second solo effort. Richard Dodd, best known for his work with Tom Petty and the Traveling Wilburys, was the producer in Nashville who worked on this album. This was Tempest's second album in which he did not write a single song. Instead, he worked with musicians like Will Jennings and Chris Stifford of Squeeze. Since most of the songs on the album were composed by Joey alone in his studio, it's clear that he was willing to experiment and shake things up a bit for this release. Featuring guest appearances from Escobar, Lisa Miscosky, and Stackaboo, Joey's third solo album was released in 2002 and was produced by Dead Mono. Sessions took place in Konk Studios in Stockholm, and the album features Swedish musicians. It was recorded in London as well. We know from all this that Joey was an accomplished professional with a large fan base and high praise for his work, but his background and inspiration for pursuing music as a career remain a mystery. This is a tale time, ladies and gentlemen. The musician has spoken in the past about the albums that helped launch his career in rock music in the 1970s. Joey had no trouble making friends with other rock aficionados when he was a kid living outside of Stockholm. International acts frequently made stops in Stockholm as part of their tour schedules, indicating a thriving Swedish rock scene. The 40-minute train journey to the renowned Johanneshovs Ice Stadium, where musicians and lovers of rock music converged, was an everyday occurrence for Joey and his companions from Upplands Väsby. Joey and his pals used to get together before shows, drink some beer, and jam out to the artist's mood. A plethora of famous bands, including Rainbow Thin, Lizzie Whitesnake Queen, Deep Purple, AC/DC, Black Sabbath Scorpions, and countless more, were available to them. Joey was ultimately inspired to establish the band Europe during these hangout sessions with his mates. Joey used to listen to David Bowie, Mott, The Hoople, and Elton John when he was younger, before he was a member of Europe. He was also a part of the Scandinavian pop rock glam wave that included artists like Slade, Sweet, and Mud. However, Joey's record selections here had a more profound impact on him. Even after he was out of his teens, they had an impact on his music and served as an inspiration. Additionally, Joey began collecting vinyl records again after a while, which led him on a path that brought him back to the music that had meaning in his life. The albums that Joey Tempest listened to as a child, maybe perhaps 150 or 200, shaped him into the man he is now. There is a world of difference when we put Joey next to other famous musicians. Joey appears to have avoided confrontations and battles to the best of his ability, and his career changes have been considerably less rocky than those of his colleagues. The unjustified use of someone else's work would annoy even the most amiable person, and Joey is no exception. It all began when Joey's work was used by the Conservative Party without his approval. Joey first sent a respectful and impassioned request to the Conservative Party, asking them to stop utilizing his famous song, The Final Countdown, in their campaign. He was furious because the party was utilizing his 1986 hit song, and the rock legend warned them to stop. Questions have been raised as to whether the Conservative Party plans to use the song as an anthem for the December 12th election or the new Brexit date, as it was claimed that the party continued playing the music to rally campaigners at their headquarters. A lot of people were understandably upset about the situation's impact on political campaigns' usage of music. Amidst all this drama, Joey's manager finally spoke out, stating that the song's meaning is unrelated to Brexit, and that it was merely a 1986 sci-fi tune concerning escaping Earth. Alright, I've kept the best news for last. Remember how I claimed that Europe's unity waned after a few fruitful years of cooperation? Well, that was partially accurate. Many fans had been hoping for a band reunion from Europe after the break so that they could finally begin making music together, so it was a nice surprise for them. Europe came to life once more as the band members reunited after nearly 12 years of separation and separate work. Curiously, the same band that made it to the Final Countdown also announced their comeback in Europe. Following this, they released Start from the Dark, their sixth studio album, in 2004. The following year, they released Secret Society, their seventh, and they continued to wow listeners with amazing music all the way up until 2017. So, what are your thoughts on the matter? Was the dissolution of Europe long overdue, or was it unnecessary? Some things aren't designed to endure forever. Perhaps Europe is one of those things, and that's totally fine with you. Put your 2 cents in the comments section about whatever it is.